Chapter 10, Attraction Developing. An urgent call came in from Hyun-ki's subsidiary in the global city, and Mr. Gan Shi-woo, managing director, was on the line. Mr. Hyun-ki was reminded of his visitations at least once in 4 months, and he overlooked his schedule. And another thing, there was a problem he must take care of among his managers there, so he was obligated to come without delay. Hyun-ki assured Mr. Gan Shi-woo that he'd come immediately, and requested him to inform his caretaker to prepare his guest house and car because he had someone with him. Afterwards, they went to the Sofitel Philippine Plaza for the investment meeting with Mr. Borja. After the late lunch meeting with Mr. Borja for almost 3 hours, Hyun-ki told Riel that there was no more time to go home to get dressed. Hyun-ki drove off to his longtime fashion designer, who displayed suits and dresses whenever he needed one. He introduced Riel to her and was amused by her looks and stature. And while staring at Riel, she recalled her as the commercial model on TV. The fashion designer was honored to have a celebrity model who would wear her design. She chose a dark blue style as she saw a confident, courteous, and pleasant personality. After having her dressed in a dark blue off-shoulder cocktail dress and presented to Hyun-ki, he was stunned. Riel possesses a supermodel-like physique, with a curvy figure. Her fair complexion is dominant, and her delicate fine features make her look like a princess. Hyun-ki was attracted to her sexiness that he could not withdraw his gaze from her. In the same way, Riel found Hyun-ki hunky, striking, and dashing in a navy blue slim-fit tuxedo. She felt awe and admiration for him. His attraction to her is becoming more confusing to him. He felt something strange creeping into him that he had never felt from any women he had relationships with. He decided to control this feeling, or it may give him away, while he was unsure of this developing attraction towards her. Upon arrival at the Soleil Hotel and Casino for the gathering, he held Riel's right hand, placed it on his left arm like a sling on a sprained arm, and went straight to the registry to list their names. As they entered the lobby, Riel got chills all over her, so nervous. Hyun-ki felt Riel's hesitance further, so he patted her hand that clung to him for assurance. Everyone in the ballroom saw the entrance of Riel and was captivated by her alluring beauty. Hyun-ki, so your commercial model is your date, huh? Lucky you, man. One businessman felt envious of Hyun-ki. The guests approached her, wanting a hands-on experience shaking hands with her. Hyun-ki felt very proud and honored by the attention they received. And when everyone was seated, the head of the ceremony called upon Hyun-ki for an opening remark. He pressed Riel's shoulder to calm her and walked to the stage. While Hyun-ki was speaking, a lady in an orange dress came close to her seat and introduced herself. She was tall, lean, and attractive, her wavy hair flowing down on her shoulders like a waterfall. Hi, I'm Cynthia. I belong to the Kwon Group of companies, where my father is a chairperson who happens to be a close friend of Hyun-ki's father. His dad is still in Korea running their head office there, she showed. How are you getting along with Hyun-ki, may I ask, with a curious stare at her? Oh, I am his executive assistant, and being here is part of my function, she replied confidently. I thought you were a commercial model. Did he give you the job of executive assistant, too? Cynthia became curious and puzzled. I was already his EA when I became a commercial model, accidentally. Anyway, Riel explained. Since Hyun is still speaking on stage, may you follow me by the balcony so we can know more about each other. Riel punctually rose from her chair and followed Cynthia, standing by the window while a wine glass in her hand started to speak. It has been a long since I came here. I was completely occupied traveling, and I just arrived this morning. I am supposed to surprise Hyun, but I was told he'd be coming to this gathering, so here I am, she exclaimed. Riel just stared at her, waiting for where this conversation was heading. Then suddenly, Hyun-ki appeared with a worried look in search of her but was startled when Cynthia hurriedly flung her arms around his neck. My dear Hyun, I'm back, and I missed you so much, darling. Riel was as shocked as Hyun-ki was. He glanced concernedly at Riel while she looked down, avoiding his gaze. Oh no, another woman claiming to be his girl? My God, when will this be over? Riel whispered to herself. He took off Cynthia's embrace and asked, Since when did you arrive? And why are you here? He seemed troubled by this encounter. You seemed not happy to see me, Hyun-ki interrupted. When did you come back? Do you expect me to jump for joy after you haven't felt for a long time? He chimed in. Frowning, Cynthia answered. Even then, is this how you should greet your longtime girlfriend? You've changed so much. Hyun-ki, uneasy about the situation, took Riel's hand while looking straight at Cynthia. We're leaving. I'll get in touch. and started to leave. While walking out, he took off his tuxedo and put it on Riel. "You must be chilling. It's so cold in here. Let's get going." He held her close as they waited for his car from the valet. Riel was quiet, trying to feel unaffected. Meanwhile, Cynthia was displeased by Hyunki's rudeness and was angry at the same time. Feeling jealous while taking a sip of her wine, silence stood between them. Hyunki felt uneasy at how Cynthia greeted her in the presence of Riel, and as he glanced at Riel, he remained quiet, making Hyunki curious about what was going on in her mind. "Penny, for your thoughts," he offered. Still unmoved, Hyunki did not react and kept his silence. When they reached her home, he rang the doorbell and walked to Rieler's side to help her out of the car. She put her hand on his palm for 8 and then handed him his tuxedo, but still no words from her. When her sister opened the gate, Riel quickly bade him good night. Her sister noticed an expressionless look on her face. "Is there something wrong with the party?" looking at Hyunki with curiosity. "No, nothing at all. Maybe we just got exhausted from the party." Good night, he smiled and nodded as a sign of leaving. Feelings of denial. But inside, they're holding up their genuine emotions for each other.